Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Liverpool star laughs Real Madrid man is calling him every day as they eye potential 2026 transfer. Real Madrid remain interested in signing this Liverpool player. Liverpool set a new record for cash spent on signings over the transfer window, but despite their busy summer, there were still deals they didn't get to finalize. Bringing Marc Guehi to Anfield was a major miss for the Reds, and they are very much expected to move for him again in 2026, most likely on a free transfer. They could also see more senior players leave the club after already finalizing 8 cash sales over the last few months. Ibrahima Konaté's situation remains an unclear one. The defender attracted significant attention over the summer, and with his contract due to expire next year, the rumors are only increasing. Real Madrid have been the club leading the interest in Konate, and it seems they aren't taking their foot off the gas. Real Madrid eye 2026 move for Ibrahima Konaté. Fabrizio Romano has provided a new update on Konaté's current situation, reporting that Real Madrid remain interested in the France international. Speaking on his YouTube channel, the transfer expert has revealed that conversations are still ongoing between Liverpool and Konate over a potential new contract, but there has been no agreement at this current stage. It's not something easy. That story was really with many different moments. In October and November last year, it was quite close. The contract extension verbally was very close, just with some final clauses, Romano explained. Then it changed the game around December and January. New discussions on the contract. And no agreement. We've spent the last 6, 8, 9 months with no agreement between the parties. What about Real Madrid? Konate for sure is on the list of Real Madrid. For sure, he is one of the players they like, and for sure he is one of the players that they would like to bring in 2026. But this will only happen if Konate doesn't extend his contract at Liverpool. Ibrahima Konaté speaking with Kylian Mbappe. French outlet. Telefoot asked Konate if he had any communication with Kylian Mbappe. The defender was asked if his international teammate had been calling him to convince him to sign for Real Madrid, to which he replied with a laugh, "He is calling me every day." Madrid poached Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool in the final weeks of his contract, but they paid Liverpool a fee of 10 million to accelerate the deal in order to announce him in time for the Club World Cup. The La Liga giants have made pursuing players in the final year of their contracts one of their transfer strategies, which is proving to be a successful approach. Both Mbappe and Antonio Rudiger joined the club as free agents, and Madrid will hope to see through a similar deal for Konate. Liverpool news. Hugo Ekitike gives Alexander Isak verdict as transfer statement issued. For Liverpool, it's a case of so far so good as far as their start to the season is concerned. They've won all 3 of their first Premier League games, heading into the international break, and boss Arne Slot should be very satisfied. They also had a very pleasing summer transfer window after splashing out more than $400 million on a number of high-profile players, including Hugo Ekitike, Alexander Isak, and Florian Wirtz, which should give them a huge advantage over their rivals. Liverpool went into the break off the back of a crucial 1-0 win over title rivals Arsenal and are preparing to resume their campaign away at Burnley on September 14th. Slot will be hoping all his players return in good shape as the Reds gear up for a big campaign that includes a Champions League campaign kicking off later this month. YNWA. Football has taken a look through some of the biggest Liverpool stories and gossip. Ekitike embraces Isak competition. Ekitike was one of Liverpool's big buys in the window as he arrived for around $79 million from Eintracht Frankfurt, and he's already enjoyed a superb start to the season. The Frenchman has 2 goals and 1 assist so far from 3 games after quickly settling into life at Anfield. But the arrival of Isak has suddenly put his position under threat. Isak is expected to be the first-choice center-forward under Slot this season, especially after the club forked out 100 million to prize him from Newcastle, which could either limit Ekitike's opportunities or force him to play on the wing. But Ekitike is not deterred by Isak's arrival, which he says is a pleasure because it will be fun to compete with top players. He admitted it would be tough competing with the Sweden star, but he is confident it will bring out the best in the group as they bid to retain their title. "It's fun," he said, as reported by the Liverpool Echo. "When you play for the best teams, you expect to be competing with the best players. Isak is a player I've watched too, so seeing him arrive is a pleasure. It's going to be tough competition, but I'm going to focus on performing well so that it's a problem for the manager." Bayern make Liverpool jibe over Wirtz deal. Alongside Isak and Ekitike, Florian Wirtz was another big-money signing at Anfield this summer after Liverpool agreed a $116.5 million deal with Bayer Leverkusen for the talented playmaker. Wirtz initially looked set to join rival Bayern Munich after they watched him dazzle with 10 goals and 12 assists last season, before Liverpool emerged as the favorites. Bayern chief Uli Hoeneß has now shed light on the failed move and why they walked away from the negotiating table, and he threw some shade at Liverpool by admitting they would never agree to pay as much as Liverpool did. "We're very satisfied at FC Bayern," he told German media via the Echo. "We are the real winners of the summer transfer window. We have a strong team and didn't need to strengthen it much. Of course, we would have liked to have Florian Wirtz, but we'd never have bought him for $150 million, $130 million. Instead, they signed Luis Diaz for around $65.5 million, while Jonathan Tah arrived on a free transfer and Nicholas Jackson joined on loan. He hit out at Premier League clubs for treating the transfer market like monopoly after Newcastle also beat them to the signing of Nick Woltemade. We offered $55 million, $47.7 million for Nick Woltemade, while Stuttgart wanted $75 million, $65 million, he added. In the end, he went to Newcastle for $90 million, $78 million. What Newcastle are doing has nothing to do with football. It's like monopoly these days. Origi in no man's land at AC Milan. Liverpool fans will have fond memories of Divock Origi after he scored the second goal in their 2-0 win over Tottenham in the 2019 Champions League final. But right now, the striker is going through a difficult spell at AC Milan after being frozen out of the first-team picture. Origi hasn't played for the club since 2023 and spent the whole of last season playing for the reserve team. According to Tuttosport, the player was offered an early contract termination by the club, but he rejected the opportunity, instead preferring to see out the last remaining year of his contract. Origi's only season playing for Milan came in his first campaign of 2022-23, when he managed just 2 goals across the season and was widely criticized by the country's media, while he was also mocked by fans. Liverpool already have Premier League title advantage after expensive upgrades. The month of August could hardly have gone better for Arne Slot and his Liverpool players. The Reds have made a perfect start to the defense of their Premier League crown, picking up maximum points against Bournemouth, Newcastle United, and Arsenal. Defeat came in the Community Shield on penalties to Crystal Palace, but having flown back from their tour of Hong Kong and Japan at the beginning of the month, the Reds ended it by closing a British record deal for Alexander Isak at 125 meters. Next up for the Reds is a trip to Burnley this weekend before the Champions League returns via Atletico Madrid's visit to Anfield, while Everton are also making their shortest away trip to the campaign later that week in the first Merseyside derby of the term. Ahead of the action really stepping up from this weekend, the NWA Liverpool FC writers take a closer look at the opening few weeks of the season and what it might tell us about what lies ahead for Arne Slot's Premier League champions Paul Gorst. 3 games, 9 points and a 125 meters striker through the door. The start of the Premier League season has been particularly fruitful for the champions of England, having already started with a perfect record in tough assignments away to Newcastle in the middle of Anfield visits from Bournemouth and Arsenal. Liverpool closed out August by adding Alexander Isak to what was already an impressively assembled squad, making him the most expensive footballer in British football history in the process. There have been a couple of issues to keep Arne Slot occupied during the international break, with his side sometimes looking vulnerable to the speed of some counter-attacking, particularly Bournemouth on the opening day, but the clean sheet against title rivals Arsenal should be cause for optimism from the head coach ahead of a busy few weeks. It's an exciting time for supporters given the scale and ambition of the work undertaken during the transfer window to add to what was already a Liverpool group that cantered to the title by 10 points last time out. The capture of Isak was the desired outcome for a saga that seemed interminable at times, and while instant results will be demanded of the 125-meter man, some patience might also be required, considering the Sweden international has not played competitively at the time of writing since May. Some minutes are expected to come when Sweden meet Kosovo in a World Cup qualifier on Monday evening, but Hugo Ekitike will have to continue his flying start to Liverpool life while his new colleague gets fully up to speed. For the long term, though, the addition of Isak to Slot's group is a mouth-watering prospect. The turnover of players this summer means some heroes of the last few years have now been moved on to pastures new, giving the entire operation a new look feel to it. Liverpool have also retained some of the elite world-class talent to guide them through in the likes of Alisson Becker, Virgil van Dijk, and Mohamed Salah. The promotion of Andy Robertson to vice-captain also recognizes the Scotland skipper's importance and influence behind the scenes, too. Having made a flawless start to the new term before signing Isak, it's easy to see why many are insisting that Liverpool will remain the team to beat this season. And after a summer window of sweeping changes and expensive upgrades in parts, Slot and his staff have no intention of playing down expectations or demands either. Ian Doyle. The season starts here, and with a 2-point lead at the summit and 2 difficult games negotiated while improving on last term's respective results, Liverpool have already seemingly hit the ground running. Except, of course, matters aren't quite so clear-cut. Instead, only over the coming weeks and months will there be a better idea of what should be expected of Arne Slot's evolving squad this campaign. The arrival of Alexander Isak is the obvious main difference with which Liverpool will have to contend. In the immediate future, the Reds having first to get the Swede up to speed and then integrate him into a team, sporting new players in a number of key areas. Having benefited from consistency of personnel last season, Slot's side are understandably still building relationships on and off the pitch this time around. It will take time before a true balance is struck. Indeed, while only 6 teams have conceded more times in the Premier League than the 4 goals the Reds have already shipped this season, they are the competition's leading scorers with 8. But it's loosely the same at Liverpool's expected Premier League title rivals. Arsenal were deeply unimpressive in defeat at Anfield, and while having a net spend in excess of the Reds during the summer transfer window in an attempt to close the gap at the top, are perhaps more reliant on a shift in mentality under Michael Arteta than changes in the starting lineup. Manchester City remain very much a work in progress, but Pep Guardiola's track record suggests they could click at any time, while Chelsea are the wild card, as likely to implode as hit upon a winning formula among the vast number of players in their squad. Whoever adapts quickest could well steal a march on their opponents in a similar manner to Liverpool during Slot's debut season. It means points gained during the opening months of the campaign could well prove the difference come the final analysis. The Reds, then, already have an advantage in more ways than one. Liverpool handed Ibrahima Konaté boost as Adam Wharton transfer plan emerges. Liverpool had a busy end to the summer transfer window, and already there is speculation about what could happen in the new year. In total, the Reds made 8 new additions to their squad as they aim to defend their Premier League title. This term, Arne Slot and co. have 3 wins from their first 3 Premier League fixtures this season and are the only club with a 100% record so far. Liverpool will continue their title defense when they travel to face Burnley on Sunday. The January transfer window is still 4 months away, and already there are rumors about what business Liverpool may conduct. It remains to be seen what players, if any, the Reds may try to sign, but that is not stopping the rumor mill from swirling months in advance. Here, the YNWA takes a look at some of the latest Liverpool transfer news and gossip that has emerged over the last 24 hours. Ibrahima Konaté boost. Liverpool have been handed a boost in their hopes of extending Ibrahima Konaté's contract. TBR. Football have reported that the Reds have held talks with the France International's representatives in recent days with a view to reaching an agreement over an extension. It has been claimed that there is now confidence from Liverpool that they can agree a deal with Konate to sign an extension beyond his current terms. Konaté's current deal is set to expire at the end of the season, and the defender has been heavily linked with a move to Real Madrid. Adam Wharton update: Liverpool may face extra competition for the signing of Crystal Palace star Adam Wharton in the future. The Athletic have reported that Real Madrid have the England international on their radar heading into 2026. Madrid are reportedly looking to sign a new midfielder, with Wharton a player of interest, along with Keys Smith of AZ Alkmaar. Liverpool have been regularly linked with a move for Wharton in recent transfer windows, but it remains to be seen if the interest is genuine up to this point. Thank you for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.